party crazy. And I thought, man, this guy's deal. He's a real deal. He's a real deal. And in a perfect world, what if that was what's right for us, I would have voted for Bobby. But we don't live in a perfect world. In fact, we live in a very broken one. We live in a country that has been hijacked by a lot of people who want to treat this place way off the cliff. And we're here to stop it. Right? We're here to make sure that we are going to take back this country. We are going to make it great again. We're going to make it healthy again.
Hollywood is a very, very liberal town, and this very well could constitute career suicide.
So, okay. That's not necessarily true. Yeah. From the beginning of Hollywood, it's always been a very right-leaning town. Jon Voight, who is working.
Tell that to me.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid, who is working. People are working. Stop that. It's more BS.
I don't think it's accurate to say that somehow Hollywood is both a liberal and a conservative town. To Whoopi's point, back in the day, there might have been a bit more of a balance, you know, and there have always been more, let's say, conservative-leaning stars that have been able to say those things. But you really have to be at a certain level of your career in order to get away with it. Number one. But number two, that was also back then. And I think naming just Jon Voight and Dennis Quaid, and really you only named Jon Voight, Whoopi, somebody else had to help you with Dennis Quaid, of the thousands of actors in Hollywood that you could only name two, I think actually speaks to that. And what that means is there's plenty, and by the way, they have sent me lots of messages, plenty of people in my industry, in Hollywood, that are terrified to publicly say that they would vote for Donald Trump or be conservative in any way. That's why you don't see them. That's why they're not very prevalent or prominent, because they know that there's ramifications for this kind of shit. My cry to all of you out there, you closeted conservatives, closeted Trump voters, y'all, it's now or never. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I do whatever you feel like you need to do. If you need to come out publicly and say it, if you feel like you still can't, then don't. You know, I would never pressure you to that. But know that if what you're afraid of is somehow the backlash of an industry that's not going to exist very soon, then don't let that hold you back. There's been a lot of hate and a lot of shame. I would actually say that's probably the biggest thing that people feel the need to send my way. There's a lot, there are people that go like crazy, like go fucking kill yourself. I hope your family dies, like literally, like really horrible things. But a lot of people feel this need within their own soul to go out of their way to click on my profile and send me a direct message about how disappointed they are in me, how ashamed they are of me, how they supported me and Chuck and Shazam and all these things, and how could I let them down so heavily by endorsing a man like Donald Trump. If you're so full of hate, of fear and hate, that you resort to using tactics like that, you have lost the plot. You've lost it. And it should be an indicator to you like, oh fuck, wait a minute, hang on a second. Why am I doing this? Why am I going to this complete stranger's DMs and want to shame them because I disagree with the conclusion that they have come to? And guys, I didn't come to it because I think Donald Trump is the paragon of morality and integrity. No politician is. All of them have bullshit about them. He gets lost in his ego so quickly, I fucking despise it. I hate it. Kamala nailed him in the debate when he should have held her feet to the fire on the border. And instead, she makes some quip about how his rallies aren't that big. And then he goes, no, I gotta tell you, my rallies are the biggest in the ball. Yeah, fuck up, shut up. Like, nobody wants to hear that. None of the Republicans want to hear that. So there's plenty of things about him I don't like. I don't like his Trumpiness. I don't. But I'll tell you what, guys. The border was more secure with Donald Trump. The economy was stronger. We were not sending literally hundreds of billions of dollars to foreign countries for their aid and giving the residents of destroyed Lahaina $700 and the residents of North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia and Florida $750. that is a loan. Y'all, if that alone doesn't wake you up to, there is massive corruption in our government. Massive, massive, massive. And this is the rub. As much as I might not like Trump and a lot of his Trumpiness, he is not, of the two options that we have, he's the one who's not captured. He's the maverick. He's the guy that he didn't even think he was going to win the first time. A lot of people didn't think he was going to win the first time. And he did. And then he got in there and was not prepared. And he's acknowledged this. And he was taken advantage of by people that he was putting his trust in, that were the swamp monsters that he was trying to get out of the swamp. And he has an opportunity to go back in with Bobby Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard and Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk and anyone else that could come alongside and be like, yeah, listen, I don't like everything about Donald Trump either. But if he means it and we're going to actually go and clean up all this corruption, then damn it, we got to go do that.